Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are having a good day. This is going to be a timeless reading for you. So when you see this is when you need to hear it. You can apply it to your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, south node, or any other dominant Sagittarius placement you have in your chart. I'm going to split this reading into 3 sections. It's going to just be focused on what you need to hear overall, but I'm going to split it into general, love and relationships, and then career and finance. So I'm going to start with my Surrender Oracle deck just to focus on maybe what you may need to let go of, surrender, accept, come to terms with. It could be things you need to realize at this time. So I'm just going to pull a few cards. This is going to be for Sagittarius spirit. What do Sagittarius need to hear at this time? Cards coming out very quickly. Okay. The first one was surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So go with the flow. It does feel like this could be in regards to just needing to let go of your need for control, your need to be able to predict a situation or know what is coming toward you. I am just hearing embrace the unknown. So it does feel like good coming your way. I just think a lot of you guys are really stressed, and I'm also hearing you could be beating yourself up about something. So if you're trying to like overcompensate or like hoping that there's a change that's going to take place because you're just feeling like you're trying to make up for lost time, don't rush it. You know what I mean? Don't try to rush it or force it. Give it time. And also surrender to prayer. You guys did get this card, surrender to prayer here. It says, give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So it makes me think that the universe is going to help you kind of bring things into order, balance things out in regards to whatever happened or whatever you're trying to resolve. For some of you, you could be trying to resolve something because, like, you know, maybe something that you did. It could be in regards to like your finances or work, or even a relationship, or it could just be something that you like really desire, that you really want, and you're hoping to get it sooner than later. So with prayer, trust that it is on its way to you, but also there's just a need to kind of like ask for it and express your gratitude as well. Just because, yeah, some of you guys have been feeling a little bit down or negative, or like just feeling down has maybe caused you to feel negative or start to lose hope, you know what I mean? Like second guess whether or not your manifestations are coming, and they are. It makes me think of what my grandma always says, which is, why are you going to pray if you're going to worry? Why are you going to worry if you're going to pray? So with the surrender to prayer card, keep that in mind. The next card is surrender, lowest self-esteem, and it says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So some of you guys could be kind of acting out of desperation, or when you act on something, you do it in a way that's desperate because you feel that you really need it, you know, because maybe you guys are living paycheck to paycheck, or other things. But it also kind of feels like some of you guys just haven't really managed your, whether it's your money or your energy properly. And so that's why there's a need to kind of like slow down. In a way, it does feel like you have to kind of accept the consequences or whatever you had to deal with at like now, you know? So if you're stressed about something and trying to, you know, sort it out, you may have to deal with the consequences and recognize things will work out, but not on your timing, especially if you weren't doing what you needed to do previously. So work on having foresight. You guys are Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter, so typically you guys are good at that, but you're also fire sign, so you can be impulsive. And Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, you guys can be extravagant. So be mindful of like overspending or overdoing it on things, you know, and then trying to make up for whatever it is that you either spent or you did. It just feels like whatever it is that you want to make happen, or for some of you it could even be a lifestyle, it's not going to happen overnight. So, you know, continue to know that it's possible, but know that you will have to sometimes like humble yourself or make sacrifices along the way. You know, you're not gonna always be able to have your cake and eat it too, because for some of you it really does feel like an overindulgence, or, you know, overspending is an issue. That's just what I'm sensing. So keep that in mind. And then let's see what else I'm sensing. So with the surrender, low self-esteem, like you guys, I don't know, honestly, I almost wanted to just say, like, you guys are the shit, so you really shouldn't be thinking otherwise, but I understand, like, struggling with low self-esteem isn't that simple. So it just feels like this stems from a lot of your life experiences. Specifically, I am hearing, like, from childhood, or like experiences growing up, not necessarily from family, it could be from some of you, but just like your peers and like comparison. I do feel like there's a lot of comparison to others that you guys deal with, or just questioning whether you guys are good enough, and you are. So I would just hope that you can work through that, and this feels more like a reassurance, like you are good enough, you guys are deserving, you guys are like very talented, amazing. You know, and I'm not just gassing you. I say that because I'm sensing like you guys have like visionary ideas, you guys have brilliant minds, you guys are very talented, very skilled, very intelligent, and you have a lot to offer the world. So you got to believe it. And I think for some of you guys, it may just be like slumps that you fall into, and it tends to be around when you actually achieve things. So that is kind of interesting that I'm seeing it that way. But maybe it's like imposter syndrome that you guys are dealing with. So earlier I said like survival mode, and I was kind of thinking like survival mode or scarcity mindset, but I was like, no, that's not the word. And imposter syndrome is really the word for you guys. So even with that surrender to effortlessness, like you don't have to like overcompensate. You don't have to like try to force something, or like, you know, overdo it. Know that your work speaks for itself. Know that your energy or your essence speaks for itself. And so just know that you don't have anything to prove to anyone but yourself. Let's move on and see what you need to hear in regards to love. With that being said, Spirit, this is going to be for Sagittarius regarding love. Whoa. Anything else? So 3 cards came out. It's not really giving Sagittarius. The first one is strictly sexual, and it says this connection is passionate but not enduring. And so it feels like you could be connecting with someone. This could even be someone you end up meeting. Like you haven't come across them yet, but for some of you, you already know this person and you've been dealing with them, and it feels like it's giving situationship, but there's need to ask yourself if you really see longevity in the connection. And if you do, or if you want a serious connection, then some of you need to start like acting like it, basically, and start setting the proper boundaries and like making it known, you know, that you have certain priorities or standards. But I think some of you guys could be worried about like coming on too strong or something, which is weird for you, Sagittarius. I'm literally just thinking about how like you have the surrender to effortlessness before, but now it's like there's a subconscious worry about coming on too strong. So maybe you guys are conscious that you might, like, people might see you as like forceful or intimidating or aggressive or pushy or whatever. And so maybe you're trying not to do that, but that's counterintuitive. So, you know, don't be submissive, don't bite your tongue, don't avoid certain topics or conversations, be direct, be assertive. Assertive is not aggressive, you know, and I feel like you fire signs get that stigma a lot. So make sure that you're not like dimming your own light because you're worried about someone not accepting your full self. So just keep that in mind with this strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. It just almost feels like even when it comes to deeper emotions and like vulnerabilities and certain things that you are maybe slow to share, maybe you're worried or you're thinking like, will they accept me? Even when it comes to like your values and, you know, what you stand for, it almost feels like you're avoiding those things, whether it's politics or, you know, other areas of life that are important to you. Make sure that you're addressing those things. I don't want to make it seem like it needs to be a full-on like interview interrogation, but it does feel like you need to be a little bit more matter-of-fact and direct with people. The next card is warning, and so that's why I say that as well, because it says don't dismiss the red flags here, because you could be like kind of beating around the bush with certain things or avoiding certain topics. There could even been certain things that maybe were said, or you know, just in passing conversation that maybe did alarm you or maybe make you wonder. So make sure that you are asking questions, you know. I notice like even with like personal readings with you guys, when you come to me, not Sagittarius like you guys specifically, but just clients and people who follow me or interact with my readings, a lot of people will ask like, how does this person think of me, or you know, where is this connection headed, and they almost like imply that they are afraid to ask the person themselves. So I don't know, I'm just sensing that for you guys, if that's the case and you're kind of just like going with the flow or seeing where something goes with the person, but you know that you actually do want to know like more, then it's time to honor that need and speak up, you know. The next card is past life love. Your soul remembers this intense connection. So you could actually be dealing with someone who is like a karmic or like a past life relationship. It could feel like the relationship, with it saying on Strictly Sexual, it says this connection is passionate but not enduring. So this relationship could be a past life love connection where it's like you've met this person before, you've known them before, and so you felt really drawn to them, or you feel like there's like a very strong connection, and it might feel surprising to you, but it does feel like this person is meant to show you something about yourself. I'm hearing mirror, and I think of how you guys, like Sagittarius rising, would have the Gemini 7th house. So Sagittarius, that Gemini opposition is pretty important for you guys, and I think about how Geminis get associated with like a mirror or the twins a lot. So there may be a need to consider what the relationship came into your life to teach you, like what this person is trying to teach you, their presence or the conversations you have, or just like the dynamic, because it doesn't feel like it's meant to be something that necessarily lasts for a long time, but could still be impactful, you know, in a positive way. Although, you know, it could feel disappointing at times, it feels like it would be one of those things where it would help you to see something or help you to learn or grow in some way. I actually feel called to pull one more card from this deck. I'm gonna just do it quickly before I go to the career and finance. So forgiveness came out, and it says forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Forgiveness. And then this was past life love. So yeah, I think that there could be like something you find out, or you know, you just kind of realize maybe there's a conversation you have, maybe there is a moment of truth, you know what I mean, and you realize like, okay, maybe we're not as compatible, or maybe I don't want to do this. So pay attention to the red flags for sure. Make sure that you're not overlooking any red flags, because the forgiveness card saying forgiving yourself or another makes me think you could feel like you let yourself down by entertaining someone. So make sure you're not doing that and you're honoring your own boundaries, like I was saying earlier. All right, let's move on to career and finance for Sagittarius. I'm going to use my Creativity Oracle deck for this. Okay. Limits. Know that limiting attitudes are often formed as protective reactions to past events. I just heard like, no can'ts. Like, you know, like when people say, I can't do this, don't say that. Was I just saying this to Scorpio? I think I was saying it to Scorpio. But you have visualize here. So limits, indecision, and visualize. The visualize card though just makes me think of what I was saying to, I'm pretty sure, Scorpio, about needing to visualize what it is that they're trying to, who was I saying that to? I don't know what sign it was, but I was saying it to one of the signs, and this just feels like that same message. The need to kind of recognize that your perception is limited. Yeah, I was saying it to Scorpio. Your perception is limited, and so there's a need to, you know, like shift your perspective. So some of you guys may need to make a mood board or just do something, like write out your goals, make a list, do something that's going to help you see it every day, you know? So wake up and have it there to remind you and reinforce that. But with limits and the fact that you have like limiting attitudes and the need to visualize, it shows like your mentality and your perception is a big deal in regards to any blockages that are taking place in your life. Because indecision says decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. So it feels like you're not in the right state of mind to make a clear decision or to make the best decision right now. So you want to wait. I think that with more planning, more research, more thinking, more like even maybe asking questions to other people, being open to guidance will help you to kind of have that aha moment or like that click of whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. It just feels like there could be a big decision that some of you guys have to make, but right now is not the right time to make it. So hold out. This is a timeless reading, but based on when I'm recording it, we're entering a Mercury retrograde in Aries. So your fellow fire sign, that could impact you guys and be, you know, telling you not to make any major decisions, as people say during Mercury retrogrades at times. So maybe waiting till after the Mercury retrograde, which will be like toward the end of April, end of April. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I feel called to say. I'm hearing change of scenery. I know, you know, you guys are associated with travel, so there may be a need to like travel or change your environment. Maybe some of you guys want to move as well. That could be what this big decision is about, like moving somewhere or leaving an environment behind. I think that could be a good plan. I just think that you're being told to wait, especially if some of you guys are feeling like stuck in your environment or understimulated by your environment, you know, like something's missing. Like I'm kind of sensing this restless energy. So kind of going back to that effortlessness card that you got earlier, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. I think that doors are going to open up for you, but you have to give it some time. The solution you're looking for is going to be presented to you eventually. But if you try to like go and like impulsively make a quick decision, that won't really end up well for you. So keep that in mind. I do think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that wasn't so much career as much as it was just like your goals and your plans and maybe your finances. But I hope that it helped. If you did enjoy this reading, feel free to comment below. I love to hear you guys' thoughts. Also like and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more videos throughout the weeks. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.